In Devocion, Máximo Colón blends the ecclesiastical with the secular. Working in the found object tradition, Colón rediscovers and repurposes materials to create a new aesthetic. The centerpieces of his work are a collection of santos of disparate mediums and origins. Most are acquisitions from his travels throughout Peru, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Portugal, as well as finds from the U.S. mainland. A Castelet saint, for example, was a Oaxaca flea market salvage, while a plaster rendition of the Virgin Mary hails from a construction site from New York City, Lower East Side. The Santo tradition has been deeply rooted throughout the Americas from as early as the 1500s. Generations later, Colón both continues and reinterprets the nicho tradition by culling from his childhood memories of Puerto Rico. Colón's 21st century nichos are rooted in the working class experience and capture some of the challenges faced by Latino and Latina communities of the diaspora: imperialism, racism, isolation, resistance, violence, melancholy, and hope. In the Nicho Madre, for example, Colón pays homage to his mother, Edmina Andino Martinez, and his patron saint, San Martín de Porres. The wire aura is a metaphor for the soul, while the fragmented strands of wire illustrate how society, with its exclusionary politics, attempts to break one's spirit. Mounted in a sewing machine drawer, the word Madre, inscribed in straight pins, is representative of his mother's line of work in the garment industry. 6 small copper thimbles symbolize her children. Colón embellishes his objects of devotional piety by utilizing pieces of discarded chairs, metal tubing, and ribbons to create his altars. He enhances them with a crown made of shells from a horseshoe crab, evil eyeglass beads, wedding bands, funeral remembrance cards, and images of iconic patriots such as Puerto Rico's Pedro Albizu Campos. Colón's Gleaner artistry comes to life in Divina Intervención. Dedicated to his first grandchild Marco, this nicho includes a fractured plaster representation of the Virgin Mary, suspended to mimic her ascension while simultaneously protecting the artist's grandson below. Flowing white curtains, tea lights nestled in copper wire, and a cut-out hard tin with the word pure scripted across it, all converge to pay homage to the sanctity of the otherworldliness, symbolized by a celestial blue background, and Colón's supplication for Marco's well-being and protection. Conversely, Salvación touches upon the rampant indiscriminate violence in both Puerto Rico and Mexico. Against the backdrop of a poster calling for solidarity with the indigenous movement in Chiapas, Mexico, the politics of the disenfranchised, crime, and religiosity converge in a funerary display of a toppled, unidentified virgin, representative of the thousands slain in anonymity, graveyard crosses, and spent bullet casings. Photography is yet another medium that Colón uses to capture acts of devotion. In Mass Grief, a spontaneous outpouring of collective bereavement is captured in the New York City Union Square Park shrine that commemorates the victims of September 11, 2001. Las Hijas de Maria, a procession in Manhattan's Upper West Side, illustrates the preservation of tradition. In this photograph, the 200-year-old society of women and girls that adheres to the virtues of the Virgin Mary and teachings of the Church, women are seen front and center in the commemoration of one of the holiest days of the Catholic calendar, Good Friday. All told, Máximo Colón's work draws upon the detours and journeys life has presented him and the people associated with them. He gently dismantles the orthodoxy of traditional nichos by coaxing new life into otherwise mundane objects, thereby capturing and creating memories, nostalgia, and a reverence for both the unknown and the known, that is, Devocion.
all the people that made this show possible. I want to thank the church and Jose Vidal and Jay for offering the space. Gino, Jan, Samantha, Martha, Denise, all the people that in some way or another made this whole thing possible. So I would just, it's just a thank you note.